curious as to what you're doing here. Are you a supporter of the genocide against the Palestinian people?
I am an American who is actually here to listen to the views of people who disagree with me. Now, one of the reasons I'm supporting a candidate in this election.
Are you a supporter of Israel?
I support the United States, and because of that, I support Israel and our relationship with them.
You support a genocide that has killed 40,000 Palestinians in the last 10 months.
So look, I think that the truth is there was an attack that precipitated it.
No, the truth
and we can't
is,
ignore
listen,
that.
dude, I don't play those kinds of games. I'm an organizer. I'm not one of your.
I'm also pragmatist.
I'm not one of these people.
You're not a party. You're
I'm not an acolyte of yours.
You're not a partisan.
I'm not an acolyte of yours, and I'm not a hack for you or for the Democrats or for the Republicans or nobody else.
I got you.
I'm asking you that you have no right to be here if you're not in support of the Palestinian people.
Well, I think
and if you're not going to call for an end to a genocide.
You have the right to be here.
If you're not going to call
so do we
for an end to the genocide and an end to the killing and an end to support of Israel, then you should take off. We don't want you here. You're not welcome here.
Well, the good news is we're America, and so we actually get to all express ourselves peacefully.
You get to express being a racist?
You get to
express being a racist Zionist pig? Is that what you get to express?
I'm pro-American, but I believe in your right to speak. I believe in your right to speak your mind.
Do you believe?
Racists go home! Racists go home! Racists go home!
The Democrats are ready to elect a new DNC chair today as the party faces an identity crisis following those huge losses in 2024.
Meanwhile, the White House is demanding an apology from Democrats after House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries said this about countering Trump's agenda. Listen.
We are going to fight it legislatively. We are going to fight it in the courts. And we're going to fight it in the streets.
Fight it in the streets? Why would you say that? That is not a very smart thing to say. To me, when you say the streets, you're asking for violence. You're promoting people to actually get on the streets and fight physically against this administration.
Maybe it's me, but that kind of sounded like a threat, right? That sounds like a call to Black Lives Matter, Antifa, violent alt-left groups. And it's so reminiscent of Maxine Waters, right? With that similar divisive, potentially dangerous rhetoric.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
Imploring Democrat supporters to get up in the faces of anyone who's a member of the Trump administration. Remember that during the first term? And it actually happened. Just ask, Rand Paul, for example, or Cory Booker, or even Joe Biden saying they would physically attack Donald Trump if they had the chance. And they did so on national television. There was a poll out this week, Quinnipiac, I believe, that showed that the Democratic Party has never been this unpopular in the history of their polling. We're talking decades. Just 31%. Think about that. Less than 1/3 of Americans approve of the Democrat Party right now. And the reasons are simple. They have no message. They have no solutions. They just got spanked in the last election when they have virtually no power now in terms of majority in the House, in the Senate. More governors are Republican than Democrat. The Supreme Court is 6-3 conservative, in theory anyway. And the candidate they installed, their nominee, without one vote in an effort to save democracy or something, that was considered to be the worst campaign we have seen in our lifetime. So, you want to take the fight to the streets. Okay, it's a bold strategy. Let's see if it works out for them.
Hinge violent rhetoric is dangerous. Leader Jeffries should immediately apologize. Joe, what about the hypocrisy of this? If Donald Trump had said this, any Republican had said, we're gonna take to the streets, we're gonna fight on the streets, what would have happened?
Yeah. Okay, when Donald Trump got shot at and got him in the ear, he got up and said, fight, fight, fight. That wasn't saying, everybody, we need to physically fight. Who? Fight who? Who is trying to kill him? It's fighting to get our country back, doing the necessary steps, deportation, making other countries realize that we're not someone to be stepped on anymore. And if they choose not to comply with the United States, they're going to be getting taxed more. We're not going to physically go to war with them and fight them in the streets like these Democrats are pushing. This is why they lost the election. This is why the Democrats won't win the next election. They won't win. If this is the type of move and strategy they're approaching to get back their leaders, it's not going to work. Not for the American people.
Insurrection!
The store that sells the pitchforks that you protest with, they would
Yeah.
run out of the pitchforks, right? That's exactly what would happen. And by the way, if we're talking about the context of Hakeem Jeffries' comment, he was talking about protecting those who are here illegally. A decided majority of Americans support deportation, especially when it comes to murderers, rapists, career criminals who enter this country illegally. They're taking the 20 side of an 80-20 side, and the 20 is support and 80 is against, or 80 is support and 20 is against. You don't want to be on that side as a party, and that's why they're rudderless right now. They have no leader and they have no message, guys.
You know, they always talk about, the Democrats always talk about Trump's rhetoric and how he is being very divisive and how he's all about bigotry and racist. Well, let me show you some videos of the Democratic leaders and people in positions that have said this type of rhetoric bluntly to the American people.
You know, thanks so much. That's really our time. I apologize.
You can't do that to black media.
I can't do that to white media and black media because my wife has to go on at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my
There is a push, I think just a societal norm that if somebody is your family, that they are entitled to your time. And I think the answer is absolutely not. So if you are going into a situation where you have family members, where you have close friends who you know have voted in ways that are against you, like what you said, against your livelihood, and it's completely fine to not be around those people and to tell them why.
Cue the people who just 2 weeks ago were screaming, "Let's go, Brandon," and cheering as J.D. Vance called Vice President Harris the trash he was going to take out. Now yelling, "Why can't we all come together?" Really?
No, it didn't start with J.D. Vance calling her trash. They know the word battle started with the Democrats calling Trump garbage and his fans garbage, all the Trump supporters garbage. So Trump took it to his advantage and decided to help trash companies and taking the trash out for the local city of wherever he was at. I think it was in New York or something. But I mean, it's hilarious how these Democrats try to spin this in their favor, and they try, but I mean, people that educate themselves and are really paying attention to everything that's going on can see right through these type of people. And the Democrats that are claiming about, you know, diversity, equity, inclusion, are basically very clear, telling everybody, you know, if you have a family member that is an opposing view of you, a Trump supporter, you don't have to talk to them, you don't have to be with them. You can basically exile them. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. These people are divisive. Everything they say is divisive. This is what I say. Like the Democrats, they'll say all these things that you think are good, but are actually the complete opposite. This happens all the time, and the American people saw right through it. That's why Trump's president. If you guys have any questions on this video, I could probably find some more videos if you guys like me to, and I can do another video, part 2 to this one. But yeah, till next time, peace out, guys.